boys, day 25 of making our own TD game, and today we are going to be kind of picking up where we left off in last episode. So, as you guys know, I kind of had that idea where we want to have like a nice little teleport pad that like will bring you to each individual map, so that way instead of like loading each map just in one place, we just have our own set place. It's easier for like a beginner like scripter, like, you know, dev like me, but obviously in the future it probably would be ideal to just have one world, so like the updates are a little bit easier, but I'm not too concerned about that for right now. I'd, you know, rather have an easier system than a more complicated one that's you know, maybe just a little bit harder to update. That's fine with me. We could obviously just go in and just copying and pasting units into each folder. It's not that big of a deal, honestly, right? So with that being said, we are going to focus today on trying to get the teleports to actually work, because as you guys know, if I hop into this right here, well, it's not going to work because I'm in studio, but it would teleport me to the arena, the OG arena, but we don't want to go there anymore, guys. We want to go to the new place. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to set up some more teleportation pads. How are we going to do this? Well, I don't know, but let's figure it out. So step number one, this elevator, let's just copy it real quick. Let's duplicate it, and let's name this one like TP, actually teleport, maybe like the name of the map, teleport, or like boot camp teleport, maybe something like that would be good. So let's try boot camp, think just like that, and then teleport, something like this, and we'll just name it boot camp teleport because that's the place, like that certain place, that's where we'll teleport to. So with that being said, let's just move this all the way on over to you know, this back area over here. It's not, you know, gonna be there probably forever, but for right now, since I don't have like a nice little area to actually do like this, you know, this place is okay, but most tower defense games, they have a nice like long like hallway that'll show you kind of like all the different places that you could actually go to, which would be pretty neat. Now, can we do that? Absolutely, guys. We could have that tunnel system right here, teleport you right behind the wall, and then from here we could have a bunch of those jeeps just lined out that will just straight up, you know, get you guys to each map. Honestly, that's probably what I'll do, but for right now, I guess we could just kind of work on building this like right here, and it won't be too big of a deal. So the question though now is, how are we going to do this? Well, once again, I don't necessarily know just yet, but what I would like to do, at least for now, is kind of make everything visible. So this platform here, this is going to be our like main piece where essentially, you know, that's where you're going to be standing. That's kind of like what the thing that you teleport into is. Once again, if we have cool Jeeps and stuff, we could obviously, you know, transform it into a Jeep. But let's try to just get the system working and then duplicate it two more times, so you know, we get each map actually functional. All right, that's the plan here, and let's try to figure this out, you know, initially on our own. All right. So this like shaft that we have that like actually controlled the elevator, we don't need that anymore, guys, because, well, once again, we're not doing it that way. So all this other stuff though, the teleport in, teleport out, is stuff that we do need. Now the platform itself, you know, we do need that, so we'll keep it. The attachment, we don't need that anymore. The entrance is something that we do need. The entrance is probably gonna have to go all the way around though, but once again, for right now, it's probably fine. I could, you know, of course, do that. But let's see these walls here. We see these walls. Let's see, box. So the box here, we don't need the box to be like this anymore. So let's just make it how it you know, theoretically should be, right? So something more so like that is good. And then we'll just kind of move it one or two studs a little bit closer to the you know, the actual platform, right? And then of course we can make this nice and, you know, actually kind of perfect here. Kind of actually have it aligned with, you know, the platform itself. So this just looks a little bit nicer. Before, you know, it didn't really matter, but now, you know, we might as well get it looking nice. So let's square away. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. See, sometimes you're just clicking the wrong parts, guys. Sometimes you just accidentally end up clicking the wrong thing. But that's okay. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Honestly, if I just made all of these just like visible right now, it would probably make my life a whole lot easier. You know what I'm saying? So let's just make them visible. All right, it's not that difficult. So let's just do that. You know, if we want, we could just have the transparency like 0.5 or something like that. There you go. Now I could actually see, you know, what I'm working on here. What the heck is this? Invisible walls? Did I do that? Oh, no, I was gonna say, I don't think I did that, but that's just the you know, the actual lobby itself. All right, so this is the next wall that we're gonna be working on here. So let's just make sure that that covers everything. Boom, it does. And then it also is covering, we'll make it a full square just like that so it looks nice. All right, boom, that's good. Let's get on to the next one, which will be this side over here. Just kind of make it go up, cover all that. Boom. Once again, this stuff will actually be transparent though, because we don't need it to really do anything. It's just going to be invisible, and that's fine. That's totally okay. But I just want to make it like look nice for my own brain. All right, that is pretty much everything besides like this wall needs to just be made a little teeny tiny bit bigger, I think. But once again, none of that really like actually matters at all. And as for this like top screen text, we could either put that above or we could put it on the ground. I know Telantric in the original TTD game, they just had it like on the ground here, which is also fine. It's not that big of a deal. We could do that. We could do it the way we have it now. Regardless, it'll be fine. It'll be okay. Honestly, it's probably better to have it like this. But scale-wise here, I think that the whole thing itself is probably going to have to be scaled down a little bit, right? Because, well, the teleport box probably shouldn't be that big. Well, it actually is going to need to be a little bit big because, keep in mind, you're going to have to fit inside of it, right? So that would be a problem if you can't fit in it. So let's move this down to the ground now, and that looks about to be the ground. But, however, this view is a little bit throwing me off here. I'm not a big fan of that. So we'll go to Model. We'll go to Edit Pivot, and we'll reset that to be somewhat in the middle. That way, it just looks a little bit nicer, I think. Oops, I don't know what I just did with that. I think I was editing the pivot again there. That's fine, though. It's not a big deal. I think I'm still editing the pivot for some reason, which is, I guess I just have to click out of that. There we go. I don't know why I was still editing the pivot. But let's turn this thing around just like this or so. Well, a little bit more. Well, we can actually put it in the corner or something like that. That'd be fine. But you guys can see that the pivot's all screwed up now on this again. So once again, not ideal. So, it is what it is. Oops, I just screwed it up again. Yeah, I keep clicking the edit pivot when I should just get out of that. All right. Anyways, that's fine for right now. Once again, this is not going to be the actual system. I want something a little bit nicer later on. But for right now, I think that that's fine for us guys, right? So let's just test this out real quick. But before we do, I think we got to do and make a couple quick changes. So our config max players is fine. We're going to be duplicating this and making it probably 0 to 5, right? Or 0 to 4 maybe, who knows? Or I could even put it up to 5. I just, I would want the minimum players to be like, well, we'll set this 5 right now. But we want the minimum players to actually be like, 2. Well, not even. No, it doesn't even matter. Honestly, it doesn't even matter. The minimum players doesn't have to be anything. It could be 0. Yeah, well, that's just easier if we just have no minimum players. We'll just have the max be 5, and then you can just start it whenever the heck you want. But the screen here, just for the sake of me, like, looking at it, guys, I'm just going to change that because, this doesn't matter. It's obviously going to just be updated with the script, but it'll just look a little bit nicer like that. And then the waiting for players there, we probably wouldn't even need that, honestly, but well, to be honest, guys, like I said before, we could just have this on the ground and showing you like the rewards or something like that, because once again, none of this really matters, and even showing the rewards doesn't matter. Honestly, it'll just be more so telling you the name of the map, right? That's kind of the important part. Like, this surface GUI should honestly just be a photo, like an image decal of the map. That's it. That would make more sense, because we already made yesterday this, what's it called? Teleport frame. Remember, we made this map name and all that stuff. This is going to just show us all that. So all that's good, right? Like, we don't even really need to mess around with that anymore. So I don't even know why I have that there, but it's okay. It's fine for right now. Let's keep it. Anyways, we do have to go ahead though and actually start setting some of this stuff up. So the elevator script here, we're going to change this to, it says elevator server, I guess, what should I name this, guys? Teleport server, maybe something like that. I mean, I could keep it elevator server, but I probably should just change the name. You know what I'm saying? Probably make my life a little bit easier. However, guys, now is time to actually set this all up, and I definitely am going to be needing some AI to help me with this. But there's a lot of variables in here that we could probably just straight up get rid of, such as this moving one here. We don't need this. Now, I am going to have to definitely use AI to help me with this, guys, because once again, I am new and I don't know how to do this. And, I got the power of being smart enough to utilize AI. It's here. It exists. So we're gonna use it. It works. Who cares what people say? It works. AI is a very powerful tool, and if you're not using it, you're at a disadvantage. And that's just a fact, guys. That's just straight up a fact. Now, this player added script here, I don't even know why we have this, guys. Player added, get join data. I don't know necessarily why we have this. To be honest with you guys, I don't think that this even does anything. I don't think this does anything at all. Seriously. Outside of, it would do something if we actually had the coins set up and, I actually earn them and whatnot, but we don't have that set up quite yet. So that doesn't really do anything. We could just ignore that. Honestly, probably just disable it. But this is the script that we are going to have to worry about, the core script. The safe teleport is one that we would have to worry about. And the core script is, our main script here. We're going to have to add to this and probably get some of the new stuff into that, which, we obviously will do. But this is all the stuff we did in the last couple episodes, and we are definitely going to need to go ahead and start working on doing that. But also, we got that elevator script, and I believe we had one more script somewhere in some place. I just can't seem to find it. It might have just been this that I'm thinking about right here, the safe teleport, but I don't know. Maybe we had, is it this client one right here? It might, oh, yep, it's this, guys. This is it. So this moving event, right? We don't need this anymore. There's just no point. And also on top of that, all of this other stuff, like the elevator event. So we might need that one actually, though. We probably do need that one, honestly, because of, once again, it's not called the proper things anymore. So we're just going to have to kind of change stuff around. And then the exit button, we'll keep that as a thing, except the exit button itself, we might move this into the teleport frame. So let's quickly go back to this real quick here. We might just put this in the teleport frame, right? And then let's just make this visible. And then this exit button should also be visible theoretically then, right? So we'll just kind of go like this. And actually, you know what, guys? Let's get rid of this exit button real quick, because the start button, we're going to duplicate that. And we're just going to call this exit button. It already looks nice. So let's just use this one. All right. So exit button, boom, background color, bright red. And then obviously the text is going to have to be exit. Nothing new here. Nothing too complicated. I don't think. I think everyone understands what we're trying to do with that, right? So we could have the map name, which is this right here. Obviously it's scaled, so it's fine there, but maybe I could have the start more so like that, and then the exit button also more so like that. I just would like to have it the same size, so we'll just copy this, and then in the exit button here, we'll do the same thing. Boom. And then if we could somehow just align that perfectly, that would be wonderful, guys. So it's 215 from the left and 212. Come on, 215, boys, 215. Just want to go 215. Come on, game. It's at like 212 right now, so that's pretty darn close to being perfect, but we can now even make these a little bit bigger, though. There's really no reason not to make them bigger, so let's make them bigger. And size for that, same thing. We'll make it a little bit bigger, move it over just like that, and then start and exit. So, if you're locked into the map, you could just click exit and then it'll take you right out, or you click start and the game will auto start if you're like the first one in or whatever. So that's good. We have all that stuff now. Now is going to be the time to actually work on doing this. So I'm going to, mess around with the AI, see if I can get this all working for us, guys. And we'll see if we can get our first teleport thing to work. And then, we'll work on duplicating and then actually testing within the actual game itself to see if the teleports are actually getting us from the lobby to the arena. And then the game will actually hopefully start, right? So let's do this. It's going to be a very important episode. So let's see if I can make it work. All right, guys. So I spent about probably the last hour talking to my good old friend ChatGPT, and we have set up a bunch of new things. So right here, I think you guys might have seen this before, but this is our old, our OG old elevator, whatever you want to call it. I actually had to delete the other one because it was just kind of causing errors for the game. So with that being said, we should probably just kind of move that back on over to where it was originally. But for right now, who cares? This is what matters right here. And now, obviously, guys, this looks terrible, I know. But for right now, we're worried about functionality. The cool stuff could come later on. Right now, the only thing that matters is if this actually functions properly. Now, we can't test it in here because teleporting doesn't actually work inside of Studio. But what we could do is we could go and publish this to Roblox, and we could go to the actual game itself, which is in here, and click play. And we're gonna go test it out, guys. And we're gonna see if your boy set this up properly. And if I did, and once again, I just kind of moved the spawn right here, so I was just able to test it a little bit easier. But if I did test it and, and this goes well, and, I'll show you guys like the changes I made. So, once again, I don't think you guys should probably be following along on this video on how to actually code a game, but, it's definitely probably interesting to see the progress that we're actually making on this daily as someone who has no idea what they're doing, other than just kind of knowing how to, not manipulate ChatGPT, but how to like actually use it effectively. But anyways, let's hop in here. Boom. That's what we want to see, except for the map name. That's going to have to say boot camp, but that's just actually hard coded. But starting in is working. Players is working. And come on. Boom. We're teleporting and we're in. Okay. Hold on. This should be the boot camp map now. Let's do hard mode. Come on. Please work. Let's see it, boys. And it's loading, and boom, we are in the game, folks. Check this out. Look at this. We're playing now. Once again, this bar down here isn't actually working, but also is sound not working, or do I have no sound? Okay, I was gonna say I was getting a little worried there for a second. I don't have sound on, but it was just me. All right, we're good. I was gonna say, did I break everything with the sound related to the game? But no, we're good. We're good, boys. I didn't do that. I did not do that. So everything else is working properly. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And even hard mode is working properly too. The enemies have 2 times health. All that good stuff. So yeah, boys. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say other than the fact that we did it. So let's exit out. Let's make sure we can leave. And teleport us back to the lobby, please. Boom, we're back. Yo, no way. We actually got that working, guys. Let's go. That is so epic. Now, we are just going to have to go ahead and set the hotbar up, get the actual units working, because, when you're actually in the game, you're currently still just using whatever towers are, listed inside of the folder for the storage there. So we're going to have to change that system, obviously. But that shouldn't be too difficult. And yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of more happy or so with the fact of, we actually got this working now, guys. And I mean, once again, this does not look pretty, but the fact that we got it to be functional is kind of the important thing here. And, obviously I can make this look better and better and better. It just, I still am really liking the 2 ideas that I have, which is either a big old airplane, like airport we could do, that's kind of beyond the tunnel system over there, right? So we could have a big tunnel that leads to an airport, the play area, and then just have kind of like a bunch of airplanes lined up that'll take you to different maps. That would be really cool. Like, it would kind of be like maybe like hangars, and each hangar has its own airplane that you would get into, and then it would obviously like it, back it up, and then you would go out. We wouldn't show all that, but thinking about it, that's what it would do, right? They would I don't even know the right word for it, but they would just take it out of the hangar and you drive it out. Obviously be parked in but kind of at the back. I don't know if they would really do that in real life. They probably back it in real life somehow, some way. I don't know airports, but anyways, so let's not worry about that too much right now. We're more worried about the functionality of the game. But yeah, we got to get this set up in a nice looking way. So that definitely will not be this episode. I am going to probably wrap up this episode now the fact that we got teleporting working, but we're not done yet. Before we wrap up the episode, let's make sure that we could get all 3 maps working, and then also fix the little title that I had as like not an error, but like let me show you real quick here. This map name right here, we got to fix that, make that look a little bit nicer. So and also, you see how my guy's doing that? It's because like there's like a wall above his head right there. So if we exit out though, just like that, make sure we don't teleport. Okay, yeah, it doesn't seem like we actually teleport there. If I click start, it should teleport immediately. And it looks like that's working too. Cool. Now, one other thing too, though, is I think I'm going to have like a loading screen. Now, I don't know how that's going to work either. I could try to actually get that going right now and try to like load up like get a loading screen to work. But I'm not sure if that's going to be, I mean, we're definitely going to have one regardless. I just don't know. I'm just trying to think, guys. I'm just trying to think here, boys. So yeah, anyways, though, I mean, I don't know, guys. That's just amazing that it's all working here. I'm really happy with the progress that we are like, making out here. Like, seriously, guys, this is going really well. Now, one thing that's not going well is why the heck does this tank not have UI above its head right now. Uh-oh. Am I lagging? What's going on here, guys? That's not good. We don't like to see that. Something must be off, though, right now, because this tank, as you guys can see right here, for some reason, doesn't have the UI above his head. Let's just try that one more time. I'm gonna leave and rejoin and see if that tank is okay. Maybe that's just something that I don't know what that would be, to be honest with you guys. I don't remember like disabling that or anything like that, so that's obviously a little bit concerning. Let's go take a look at that real quick while we're here and while we're checking this out, and then we can worry about adding the new maps and stuff. So let's see, we'll be on medium mode, and let's see what's going on with that. I mean, that shouldn't be too hard of a fix, but I don't know what the problem would be. I never had that issue before in my entire life playing this game, so we'll see here, boys. We'll see. It could be, oh, you know what? I am having some issues every once in a while with the spawning. See, look at this guy right here. Sometimes these units, they spawn in, and then it, for whatever reason, doesn't generate the health bar, and I don't know why. It's something to do with, like, I have, like, the warrants up in here. So it says missing head or humanoid in workspace. I need to have it so it retries to rebuild the thing. That's something that we could probably go in here and fix too. So luckily we set up that warn so we know why like the problem is. It's just see, the thing is, it's like doing the script like too quick. It's doing the lines too quick, but then it doesn't retry. So I just need to probably tell my good friend ChatGPT here to be like, hey, we need to retry to set the head up again, and then we'll just see if that could work. All right, we'll try to fix that right now. Alrighty, my friends. So wrapping up day 25 here, we have ourselves the teleport pads. One for boot camp, one for North Africa, and one, of course, for Arden's Forest. Obviously, in the future, we plan to have plenty more maps. But as it stands right now, I think that this is definitely a good starting place. And once again, ignore the way it looks. It will not look like this. I just need to get some inspiration and maybe try to figure out how to get the vehicle system to work. That would be so epic. But once again, this map is just not designed currently for that type of, setup anyways. I could, maybe get the 3 trucks right here for the time being. But other than that, we just don't have a, system that'll actually handle that right now. This lobby's too small, okay? But anyways, these simple pads will work just fine. Let's start with boot camp and see if this one works. So obviously, once again, we don't have to wait for this. We just click start, and we should just be able to go right away. And in a future episode, we'll definitely get working on, maybe like a loading screen or something like that. That'd be pretty neat. And I think that we should have the sound playing with the voting screens going on too. Obviously, we don't have the lobby music going on right now, so we should probably do that. But then, of course, when the map actually loads in, you guys could hear the sound. Maybe. Let me turn it up a little bit here. I don't think we could actually hear it right now. So obviously, though, the gunshots are going to be quite loud once we start shooting. But let's see the enemies here, guys. These enemies, once again, we actually have potentially fixed the problem we were having before. Now you guys can see the German tank actually has the HP bar. That's because I set in some sort of delay to make that work now. So that's pretty cool. We got that working. That's all good. It looks like every enemy on the track actually does, in fact, have the health bar, so that's good. Obviously, if you get too far away, though, it goes away, but it's there, it works great. That's wonderful for us. And when you lose, you get taken back to the main screen. Of course, just click exit and it will load right on up. Now, with that being said, we already know the boot camp one works. Let's make sure that the North African one and the Arden's Forest one works too, because these are going to be going to different areas. Don't forget, we're going to North Africa now, so let's check this map out. And once again, no music here, which we definitely should have music, or even like a, like elevator type music, because it's like the voting menu. But then the map loads in, and then it should be chilling. Yep, there we go. We're in. The North African map is looking really good now, I think. I love how we added the skyboxes to the specific maps here. But as you guys can see, here we go. Throw down an enemy. Hopefully that's not too loud. I'll just turn it down a little bit so it's not, blowing your eardrums out here. But that is looking good. Obviously, this is all working well. That's cool. And this guy's not doing very much damage. These guys, once again, are not balanced yet. We're not going to worry about that till a future episode, where we will specifically worry about balancing and having every upgrade set properly. But for right now, that's not my concern. As long as it works, that's my main concern right now, which it does. And that's easy to adjust. It's just going in there and changing some numbers. But yeah, guys, that map's clearly working. One thing that's not, though, too, we got to remember to fix at some point is auto skip. We don't even have a function for auto skip set up yet. So we'll do that at some point. But let's lose here real quick, and then we'll get into the next map. Boom, done. Exit. Let's get to the next one. And remember, guys, I want to have it so that way, like, if you're winning on nightmare mode and stuff, you're gonna be getting like, you know, the crates and stuff for winning on like nightmare mode, and you know, it's gonna be oriented towards the map that you won on. So you know, you win in boot camp, you'll probably be getting like American. Well, we might rename the map to like American, you know, army base you know, so on and so forth. But then you'll be getting like Marines, you know, simple soldiers, the M1 Grand guy, you know, maybe American sniper, you know, whatever the name of the rifles are and stuff like that. You're gonna be basing it all on that. North Africa, you know, I don't know much about that, but there was a lot of fighting there. You know, maybe they have, you know, certain types of guns they were using, probably supplied from other places. Who knows? And surely not me, but it would be pretty unique to figure that out. And it would be really cool to get the enemies to even look like, you know, the maps they're on. Like, you know, if we're in the snowy place, we would have obviously have like snowy enemy German soldiers and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. But that will also be for a future episode. Not today, guys. Not today. And let's go try out Arden's Forest, though, real quick. This is the last map we just got to test out here. It should work, though. I don't think anything has really changed, but it looks like it's working. We got the correct skybox loading in. And, you know, hey, we'll pick hard mode here. Why not? Give it a shot, see what happens. And also for this screen here, we might eventually add in how much you'll be earning per win. So that would just be another little thing we just add on the screen there. Nothing too complicated. It'll just be a simple text that would, you know, be displayed there. Probably super simple, honestly. Nothing I'm too worried about here. But yeah, guys, this map is obviously working too, and that's good. So day 25 was a success for sure, and we even fixed that bug with the health bars. So yeah, we're pretty much all set up now. There's a few more things we got to do before we obviously release the game. But guys, you know, seriously, day by day here, we are just inching and inching and inching towards that goal of, you know, eventually dropping this game out to the public. So I think we're going to get there, though. I definitely think that we will get there. It's just a matter of time. And, you know, we're going to get this thing finished for you guys 100%. So I also don't have the wins actually even set up yet. So like when you actually win the game, that's going to be something that actually, you know, counts towards your character right now. Right now, it still says I have 0. I mean, I haven't won there. I obviously lost, but you know, we'll get that working at some point too. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to focus on. Maybe actually equipping the units that you actually have, because that's kind of what I wanted to do. But these episodes take so long to film and record just because we're learning so much new stuff that we didn't get to actually equipping your units yet. So, you know, right now I have all these guys in my inventory, but I can't do anything with them. So next episode, let's plan on setting up the sell button so I could actually sell these guys, right? And then also on top of that, we could go ahead and set up maybe like rarities. So we'll actually define like, this is an epic, this is a basic, this is an uncommon, this is a rare, and so on and so forth with that. But, you know, outside of that, guys, I think tomorrow, day 26, is going to be a big day. I actually might work on filming a little bit of it right now, kind of getting started on it, and then actually just, you know, releasing it the next day, obviously. But this is, you know, today was a good day. I mean, we done a lot today. Seriously, guys. I mean, we set this whole system up just with a little help of AI. You know, we got the whole thing working now, guys. So that's really epic. I just have to figure out, if anyone has any ideas, let me know in the comments, guys. I think that either the airplane hangar, like, idea or, like, army transport trucks will work perfect. That's my plan. Not sure yet. I mean, obviously, these boats would be good, too. But the thing is, the boats landed here. It's not like we're getting on the boats and going out somewhere. So, doesn't make much sense. Unless the lobby was taking place on an aircraft carrier. And then, like, those are, like, the drop-down things you just hop into to actually deploy out to the areas. Now, that would make sense. Then you could also even combine that. If it was an aircraft carrier, you can combine that with airplanes, too. That would be pretty cool. But the airplane hangar would have to be, not the hangar, but the ship would have to be massive in order to actually pull that off. Oh, yo, I just escaped the map, guys. That's crazy. Oh, no, you're not supposed to be able to do that. Oops, well, we figured something out there. We'll have to patch that up. But, yeah, pretty cool. All right, well, guys, thank you for watching today's episode, and I will see y'all in the next one. Adios.